So today I'm going to be sharing a few important information with you, freelancers, expats working in France. So for the months of September and October, I've been bragging on about registering a business in France. It's because it's a very busy season. After the summer holidays, many of you have business ideas, and it's just naturally a super busy time. So you and I are both super busy on registering businesses and getting on with this. Now that we're moving on to October, I'm going to be moving on about talking about managing your French business, and I've got a few events to share with you about this. So this is the topic that I'm going to be talking more about, and I want to share those three events or three news with you. So the first one is that I'm going to be holding a free webinar called 6 Mistakes to Avoid as a New Micro-Entrepreneur. So I know this is pretty short notice considering I've been poorly for a week. So basically this free webinar is going to happen on the 17th of November and the 21st of November at 12 o'clock French time, so you can bring your sandwich and have lunch with me. So this webinar is going to be taking place 17th and 21st of November. It's going to last for an hour and a half, an hour presentation, and 30 minutes where I'll be taking your Q&A. So if you're in a hurry and you can't make it to the end, make sure you type your questions in the comments so that then I can answer the questions and you can have them in a replay. So this webinar is basically based on the most common mistake that I see new micro-entrepreneurs making. And notice that I did say new micro-entrepreneurs. I didn't mention just expats, new businesses. There's a lot of information about starting a business, but once you're there, there's hardly anything available, or you go and see accountants and they just say you're too small to be handling your business. I'm going to be sharing those 6 very important mistakes you don't want to be making. I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to avoid them and how to fix them. So this webinar is designed for newish micro-entrepreneurs. You've been in business for 6 to 8 months, and so you probably quite a lot of things you haven't done yet, or you're about to register your micro-entrepreneur within the next 2 months, or you've been in business for more than 8 months, but you've got the feeling that you missed some important things and you want to make sure it's all clear. So that's for you if you are within these type of newish businesses, and also if you are, whether you're providing some services, teachers, consultants, programmers, whether you're buying to resell, e-commerce, shop, food store, or whether you're an artist, artisan, or doing crafts, this will work for you. And I'm going to be adding just below this video, once I finish the live, I'll add the link where you can go and register for the webinar. So pay attention because I'm just doing 2 sessions. I know it's short notice and the replays will only be available for 3 days, but I think that's going to be really important to get your business right from the beginning. In the webinar, I thank you for coming. I'll be sharing with you 2 documents. The first one is my 10-step roadmap to manage micro-entrepreneurs, so you can identify the things that you want to be doing in the future to manage your business, okay? And the second one, the second freebie is my micro-entrepreneur setup checklist, which is normally within my course, one of my course, where I just show you, you can tick the boxes of the documents you should be receiving, whether you want to keep it, bin it, or file it. So that's a good one to have to start with. So you will be getting those if you come to the live events. The second news I wanted to share with you is that the group session of Manage Your Micro-Entrepreneur is finally arriving. The registration will start on the 17th of November. And this is my group signature, my signature course, where I take a group of 20 micro-entrepreneurs to help them manage their French business. So basically, I'm going to take them through some easy steps that they're going to build on in order to be on track with what the French administration and different bodies are expecting from you, whether it's like setting up your accounts with yourself, INPI, CPM, creating your online account, handling your paperwork, doing your invoices to make sure they're correct, your bookkeeping, moving on to VAT. And in this group session, basically, I hold it twice a year in order to make it fun. So it lasts 3 months. It doesn't mean you're going to be super busy for 3 months. It's just that I know that French admin, you need to keep having a go at it. So I'm spreading it over 3 months. So you know you've got my support for 3 months. And whenever we have questions, we can deal with it. So for those 3 months, you'll have a mixture of pre-recorded courses that I've done on those different topics, and they're kind of building up. And we also have some live meetings. So there's live Q&A session with me. What's nice about this is that because you have other entrepreneurs at the same stage as you, you also benefit from them asking questions or the trouble they might come across. So it gives you some clues of what you have to do. So that's the live Q&A, where I'm also covering some specific topics. So for instance, sometime I might be talking about legal mentions, or might talking about banking and topics that I think will add value that we cover live. And in this group session, I'm also doing, so we have 2 Meet the Expert sessions, where I invite experts from my network to add value around business. And this time for the 2 experts, we have someone coming to talk about insurance, a French insurer, because when you create a business, most of the time you're so focused on, right, I've got to get that business going and start working, that you tend to forget about those things. And at some point, you need to sit down and check up what is important personally and business-wise in terms of insurance. What is compulsory, what is nice to have, and what can you wait a bit longer to set up, but that you want to be aware of. So there's a French insurer who speaks fluent English, as all my experts. And the other expert that I'll be inviting is someone who's going to be talking to us about social media strategy for 2024. And we're going to be focusing more on Instagram and LinkedIn, because I also want to get more tips on those. And then for this new group session, we also have 2 workshops. So that's new. I want to also give you some clues to develop your business, or help you develop your business. So in, I think, the first workshop with me in December, we're going to do a workshop on business planning for 2024. You've set up this French business. You want to you want to work on developing your goals, what you want to achieve. So that's a technique I've been using with my French business buddies for over 3 years. And it's always super nice because you focus for an hour and a half on this. If you need extra time, you do it on your own. But you've got the framework to work on, and it's really something to get you some focus for 2024. And for the second workshop, which will be in February, I've invited a coach, and we'll be working on your business vision, because that's also a big deal to be doing. You moved to France, you set up this business. What is the vision that you want to be giving to your business? So we're going to be working on this for a full workshop, and I'll share more information with you soon on social networks about what's coming on. So basically, the group session of Manage Your Macro Entrepreneur is starting the registration on the 17th of November, and this group session is just twice a year, so November, and then we have February, March, and otherwise it's self-tuition. The self-tuition, there's no live classes, and there's no Meet the Expert or workshops. So definitely want to jump on. The last thing that I wanted to be sharing with you for this live today is for those of you who are struggling with updating your business information. You've created a business, and then you might have got married, or you changed address, or you realize you got your trading name wrong, or you want to close your micro entrepreneur down. For 2023, it's been a huge mess since INPI took over the business registration process. We can register businesses, but when we want to close them down or to update them, we get stuck with the ID validation. They'll be using the France Connect and the La Poste ID numérique in order to validate who you are. And unfortunately, those don't cater for non-French ID. So if you don't have a French passport, or if you don't have a French ID, we get stuck at the end. So basically, I'm working with a new service provider that will enable me to validate non-French ID. So I'm testing this with a few customers. And once I'm 100% happy with it, then I will go back to providing these services of updating or closing businesses down. So don't jump on this idea right now. I'm going to give myself another 10 days to implement it and make sure it's working smoothly with my customers. But hopefully, we are going to be able in December to sort out a lot of admin issues for those of you who have moved and might have not realized that they've been missing documents, so that something is wrong, but you have to update INPI to let them know your business moved to a different location. Same thing if you updated your name and so on. So I'll be able to provide this service soon. So voila, that's all for today. I'm just kind of testing the live session here, and hopefully I'm going to be starting doing more lives and doing a few interviews. So if you like that format, let me know. Add some comments below, and I will add in a comment the link to register to the 6 mistakes that micro entrepreneurs do to the webinar, so you can register. And I will also add later on this weekend the link in order to pre-register to the Manage Your Micro Entrepreneur group session. Voilà, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. À bientôt. Salut.